In the book called Second Sex, Simone de Beauvoir said that one is not born, but rather become a woman. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Eat, Read and Travel. So today's video is going to be an interesting one and so special because in today's video I'm going to talk about feminism. So as we all know, feminism is a burning topic across the geographies. Okay, we see how intellectuals were found debating on this particular topic. A lot of people have different opinions regarding this topic, and a lot of people have misconceptions, and a lot of people don't know even what feminism is. So in this particular video, I'm not gonna discuss what feminism is or what I think feminism is. Rather, I would like to discuss the books which I have read on this particular topic, feminism. So first of all, I haven't read so many books on feminism, around 6 to 7 books which I have read. And these are the books which I think everyone should read once in their life. Not only females, because this is about feminism, but also men. Both men and women should read these books because it's feminism. Once Chimamanda Ngozi had said that we should all be feminist in a positive way. Okay, and सब feminist है जो सोचते हैं कि yeah, those who believe that yeah, there is an equality in this society, and we should all work together to tackle that situation, to solve that situation, to solve that problem. Yeah, we should all be feminist. The books I'm gonna share in this video are not obviously the enough and sufficient, so if you think like, if you know the books which are favorable and which are important to add in this particular topic, you can definitely add that in the comment section below so that others will also know. Yeah. So the first book I'm gonna share for my top 5 list is my absolute favorite, and the first book which I have read on feminism is "We Should All Be Feminist" by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I hope that I pronounce it well. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is a Nigerian author, and she's really famous for her most famous work, Purple Hibiscus and Half of a Yellow Sun. Yes. Coming back to this beautiful, teeny, short, tiny book. This is the single most essay which helped me a lot to understand what feminism actually is. Basically, in this book, Chimamanda urges everyone to be feminist in a positive way. And through this book, Chimamanda talks about some personal experiences which she makes in Africa. Okay, and she has some good point in this book because it addresses some general problem. Well, it may seem general, okay, for most of people it may seem general or normal, but I don't think they are normal or they are general. They are serious problem, okay. And through her personal and present account, Chimamanda makes an attempt to bring us, all of us, to sit together and making conversation. So this book is more like a conversation, okay. You will find so many things in this book which are seems like a conversation is going on between author and us. Don't worry, by the way, I'm not going to give you a spoiler and talk about each and everything from this book, but I'm gonna share some examples from this book. By the way, this is the best part about this book. This book is full of examples. The very funny and very serious, funny and serious and amazing examples. One such example I would like to share with you guys. Suppose a family who has a son and a daughter, a year apart in age. Okay, so both brilliant at school. When the boy is hungry, the parents say to girl, "Go and cook edamame noodles for your brother." The girl doesn't like to cook edamame noodles, but because she is a girl, she has to do that. What if the parents from the beginning taught both the children to cook for them? कितना amazing होता. And I totally agree with that. Why? Because I have seen such families, do such things. And one more example, like take cooking for example. Today, women in general are more likely to do housework than men, cooking and cleaning. But why is that? She's asking. Is it because women are born with a cooking gene, or because over the years they have been socialized to see cooking as their role? And then she said, I was going to say that perhaps women are born with cooking gene until I remember that the majority of famous cooks in the world who are given the fancy title of chef are men. And that is true. In India also we have three great master chefs, Sanjeev, Kunal, and I don't know the other name. So yeah, the book is amazing, short. It's hardly 48 pages long, 51 pages long. Like you can complete it in 1 hour. By the way, the book is an adapted version of the author's direct talk, which is available in YouTube. You can also prefer that video. Sorry, the video in book is the video is sort of same with the book, but I'll suggest to take up this book because it's book. The second book I'm gonna share from my top five list is A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. Yeah. First of all, this book is based on the series of lectures which she gave to women at the Cambridge University on fiction and women. Yeah. So basically, in this book, Virginia Woolf is saying to all the women that women must have money of their own, their true, yeah, their own identity. They must have their room of, like, they must have their a personal room in which they can, write fiction. And she also said that it's a high time for all the women to do something for themselves. It's basically a response to those kind of lines that women are sacrificing, or balidan ke liye hi bani jati hai kind of thing. So it's a response to those kind of lines. So basically she's saying that, make money, guys, girls, make money. No, don't depend on men, and make your own identity, career, and obviously a room of your own in which you can write fiction. And a best part about this book is that Virginia Woolf has used a concept, a very interesting concept. Okay, so through her imaginative reconstruction, Woolf said that suppose Shakespeare had a sister, okay, and Woolf named her, that hypothetical sister, as Judith Shakespeare. Would she have been as successful as Shakespeare? No, because she is a woman. She is supposed to stay at home. She is not as privileged as Shakespeare. And being a man, Shakespeare has the privilege to get education, get entertainment. He went to London to seek his fortune. He became theater, he worked in theater, and he became successful. And meanwhile, his very talented sister stayed at home. This is how Virginia Woolf talk about so many things that you must know if you are, going to study feminism, if you want to study feminism. And you must read this book, not just because you want to study feminism. You must know this kind of book, and you must, read this kind of book to, know such things on feminism. Third book I'm gonna share from my top five list is A Vindication of Rights of Women by Mary Wollstonecraft. This book is known as the first book on feminist philosophy. Okay, so this book primarily talks about the basic rights of women to be educated. Okay, so when you will study feminism, you will get to know that there are waves in feminism. So since it's the first book in feminism, you will know that this is related to first wave. And since this is the first work on feminism, which was published in 1792, you know, it was said that for the first time someone talks about women at that time. ये बुक उस वक्त पब्लिश हुआ था जिस वक्त फेमिनिज्म वर्ड भी इन्वेंट नहीं हुआ था. And she is the first who talks about women, and this is the first book which talks about women. उससे पहले भी थे, कुछ books थे, कुछ writers थे, but we don't have that kind of evidence. So this is supposed to be the first book on feminism. So since this was the first book, the things in this book are not that radical. But again, this is the first book. You must have to read that. And to be really honest, I pick up this book because I wanted to start it from the beginning. And I love this book. You can definitely pick up this book because this is the first book, guys. This is the first book. You can definitely pick up this book. The fourth book I'm gonna share from my top five list is We Have Always Lived in a Castle by Shirley Jackson. So this is a fiction book, not like other books which I've been talking about is a non-fiction book, and this is a fiction book. So We Have Always Lived in a Castle is 1962 mystery novel and Jackson's final work. The novel was written in the voice of 18 years old Mary Catherine Maricourt Blackwood, who lives with her sister Constance and her uncle Julian. So 6 years before, Blackwood family experienced a tragedy which left these three survivors completely isolated from their small village. First of all, there are so many lenses or perspectives through which you can interpret this book. You can interpret this book or read this book from psychoanalysis. You can read this book from feminist perspective and also patriarchy and whatnot. I have read this book from feminist perspective. That's why I included this book in this particular video. Throughout this novel, you will find that the actions of female characters somehow reveals their revolt against patriarchy. Both these sisters' ultimate triumph in their life is to banish the male member from their lives, and this is clearly seen in the novel. Whenever you find the novel, please, you know read the novel. And also there's a movie available in Netflix which is again inspired from this particular novel. You can watch that movie also. This is quite um, psychological at the same time, but you will find feminist aspect from this particular novel. The last book but not the least, my absolute favorite, The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir. Simone de Beauvoir is an existentialist philosopher, and when she published this book in 1949, it was too outrage and scandal. The Second Sex is regarded as the major work of feminist philosophy and the starting point of the second wave of feminism. This edition of Second Sex is just a little collection of extract from the original one. When I got this book, I didn't know that this is not the original one, sadly. And it includes only the introduction and some part of the first book, the original book, The Second Sex. And sadly, then I read the PDF format because that one is quite expensive and the thick one. But again, it is Second Sex, I have to read that. And after reading the text, I feel that, oh my god, this is the most amazing book when it comes to feminism. If you want to know about feminism, Second Sex is the must read. And after hearing the title, The Second Sex, I'm sure you can well guess that Second Sex refer to females. In this book, Simone de Beauvoir said that male defines females not in herself, but in relation to him. She is regarded as an anatomous being. She said that sex is something anatomous and gender is culturally constructed. And obviously, since this is a book recommendation video, I'm not going to share and talk about each and everything. But if you want my detailed review on this particular book, you can comment me in the comment section below. So in this book, I'm going to talk about a particular example which Simone de Beauvoir has used, that one is not born but rather become a woman. So through this line, Simone de Beauvoir means that being a woman is not something biological or natural fact. It is the patriarchy, it is the culture, it is the history which constructed her in this way. When a child was born, she is a girl, and slowly patriarchy, culture, constructed her, forced her to become a woman. So this book is divided into two parts. First one is facts and myths, and second one is life experiences. So in this book, she talks about various myths in relation to women. For example, when we compare women with Mother Earth, when we say that women is sacrificing, when we say that women are mysterious, like औरत को समझना मुश्किल ही नहीं नामुमकिन है, this kind of thing is not fact but they are culturally constructed myths, and which I myself found much of agreeing what she was saying. When we'll read this book, you will find that there are so many things which are really shocking and really interesting to read. I want to recommend this book to everyone, not only females but also males. This book is a must read to everyone. If you read this book, your perception of women will change forever. I'm telling you, this is the life changing book. Well, there are so many things which she have discussed in this book, so many things. Like, इस तरह से फेमिनिज्म को किसी ने डिस्कस नहीं किया. She discussed feminism with existentialist philosophy. you know your existence precedes your essence. This kind of thinking, you will find this kind of thought somehow in this book. So please read this book, pick up this book. I'll share the link in the description below. So yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope that I have explained correctly, or I have explained well about this topic. I tried my best to share my things correctly as much as I can. So yeah, feminism is a very serious thing, and I think everyone should read these books. Everyone should know about feminism. Yeah, as Shivamanda Nigochi had said that we should all be feminists in a positive way. And वो सारे feminists हैं, those who believe that yeah, there is gender equality in our society, and we should all work together to remove that kind of mentality. So yeah, be feminist. So that's all for today's video. If you like the video, give a thumbs up, comment in the comment section below, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update.